talking about oxidation, and today we've got a fun experiment. Has anyone wanted to write a secret message? Maybe be a spy? So we're going to write secret messages and learn how we can also read them, which is really fun. Today's Science with Shields is super easy. You really don't need much. You need paper, but it needs to be a little bit of a hard stock or also a construction paper in white. You need a bowl. So we have a bowl here. This is really easy. You need a lemon, which is really nice. I just love the smell of a fresh cut lemon. It's just so nice. So if you don't have a fresh lemon, I know a lot of people keep this in their fridge. This will work as well, the lemon juice, whatever you want to do. And we're going to write a secret message. There's different ways that you're able to read the message, and we're going to do that. So super simple. And you want Q-tips because that's how you're going to write. So super simple. You just take the lemon and you're going to squeeze it into the bowl till you get the juice. So we're just going to squeeze this lemon juice. And again, it's going to smell really good. And this is what we're going to use to write. This is like our ink for this experiment. So we're going to do that. Then we're going to take our piece of paper and we're going to write our secret message. So I'm going to take the Q-tip, and you'll be able to see it at first because it does have to dry. So I'm going to write my message. All right. Can you guess what I wrote? So we have our secret message. So we have to wait a minute until it dries. And a lemon is also an acid. So we were talking about oxidation, and this is kind of the same situation like with the pennies. And we're going to watch this, you know, unfold. So it takes a minute and it will dry with the lemon juice. And you can also try different fruits if you want to, because they all have an acidity to them. So after you try with lemons, you can try with limes or even oranges and use that type of juice. But it does seem to be that lemon juice works the best for this. So we're going to wait until it dries a little bit, starting to dry. And again, there's different ways that we can read our message. We can use light, which is why I have a flashlight, but you can just use any kind of light in your house. Also, you can use salt and crayons to be able to read the message, and I'll show you how to do that here in a second. We're going to have to write another message. And if it's safe, if a parent is watching, and if you want to help your child do this, you can also use a heat source to be able to read the message as well, and that's a really neat thing to do. So we're going to try all of that out here as we head through. All right, so basically our message is pretty much dry at this point. You can see a little bit of it there. And if you take a flashlight, and it's a little bit difficult to see with a flashlight, but you can see kind of where it's written. If you turn it into the light a little bit, you'll be able to read what your secret message is. I think it's going to be a little bit tough with our cameras to be able to read it. You can kind of see it there. You can see the W a little bit. So you have that way to read it. Again, this is a little bit harder, but you can see the acid on the paper with the lemon juice. You can kind of see that lemon juice on the paper. The other way to do it is to use a stove. And again, you definitely want to use caution because you don't want to put too much heat on the paper because, again, it could catch fire. So you do want to be really careful with this. So I'm going to turn our stove on, and hopefully I pick the right burner here. All right, so we're going to turn this on. I'm going to go in between medium and hot. And what we're going to do is we're going to stick the paper over top of the burner, and we're going to just let it get hot. And what should happen is that the acidity in the lemon juice should come through before the paper actually melts, or catches on fire. And I'm starting to see that here slowly. You can kind of see it there if I bring it down a little bit. Can you see how it's a little bit on the yellow side there? So again, it should burn that before it actually burns the paper. And we're getting there. All right, here we go. We're really seeing the reaction now, which is good news. So again, it doesn't take very long, and you can kind of see that a little bit better. I wrote WTAJ on there. So that's all you have to do, and then just make sure you do shut the stove off when you're when you're done. And be careful, because if you put it too close to the flame, your paper will burn. So you want to use caution. Again, kids, if you're doing this, make sure a parent's there or helping you do this. Don't try this on your own. But that's another way to read the message. Now, there's another way if you don't want to use a stove, because again, that can be dangerous with that heat source. But we can do it a different way, and that needs some salt with it. So if we take that and we write our message, while it is still wet on the paper, we will stick some salt on it. And I have not tried this yet, but we stick some salt on it, and I'm going to put the excess salt in. And you can kind of read it with the salt, but you can always take a crayon, and once it's dry, you just write over the salt with the crayon, you scribble over it, and it should show you the message that way as well. So if we take a look at the graphic while we wait for this to dry a little bit, I'll explain why does it turn to that brown color. Well, that's because heating a lemon will decompose it and release some carbon. The carbon mixes with the oxygen in the air. Again, once again, we're mixing with oxygen, and then it oxidizes and it turns it brown. Have you ever seen a banana turn brown after being out for a while? It's kind of the same thing. Oxidation, chemical process, is when a substance gains oxygen or loses electrons and hydrogen. But it's really cool because, again, we can write these secret messages, so it's just a little bit fun. And I'm going to scribble here and kind of show you how it works with the thing. It may not be, I think I may have tried this a little bit too soon, but we're getting there. So you can kind of see the W and T. But again, it's science experiments. I should have probably waited a little bit until it was a little bit drier. But you can also do it that way, and it's a little bit safer. You can kind of see the secret message there on the paper. So that was our episode of Science with Shields. I want to see your secret messages, or maybe you'll even try to make some secret pictures. Make sure to share those with us. Thanks for watching.